What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I want to talk about when a narcissist can't get to you, they'll send an enemy in disguise. A lot of times when we have been through narc abuse, whether it's with a spouse or family member or narcissistic parents, or of course in the workplace, we kind of get used to the abuse to the point where we adapt to an abusive environment, which is not good at all. But we get used to it. We sometimes get numb to the pain. People get numb to pain sometimes, and that's the best way of them coping with it. When we're stuck in a situation to where we know what we're gonna get, and we just kind of brace ourselves for what's gonna happen, and we know that it's gonna happen and then it's gonna pass. But we also know that 9 times out of 10 it's gonna start all over again. That's pretty much narc abuse. It doesn't stop. It takes breaks, because see, the enemy is out to get you. It's all about the enemy, and it's something that you have that the enemy wants, and they're determined to get it, and they're not going to stop until they get it or completely destroy you. Either way it goes, it destroys you. But when we put on an armor that shows the enemy how strong we are, it puts up like this stone wall that it 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 pushes them away from just continuing to do things to get to you. And that enemy, it's like they're constantly looking for a reaction or a response, and it gets to the point sometimes to the enemy where they're not getting it, that reaction or response that they were expecting from you. It kind of tires them out. Now, it doesn't just stop the abuse completely, but it puts a pause on it. It just stops for a little while. But trust and believe, they're not gone for good. They're looking for a backup plan. They're looking for, you know, other people to do their dirty work for them. And that's why I named this video, They Send an Enemy in Disguise. And when that happens, they don't just send just anyone, because it's like they have to start all over by looking for someone to make sure that they can be the right candidate for the job of destroying you. A lot of times what they do is go to someone who they know that you're already quite acquainted with, and you're familiar with this person. It could be family or friends from the past or anyone. They dig up your past, or it can be someone who you just have mentioned to the narcissist, and they know that they can use this person because this person, they have proven, that they can be used in that way. Because see, the devil can use anybody who's willing to participate. The devil doesn't just target people. you know um what happens is that you have to make yourself available to that type of evil. And a lot of times when it's a dangerous game to play, to always be available to just anyone, because you don't know the hidden agendas that these people have behind, that everything that they're planning to do. But when you allow yourself to be used by evil, you're nothing more than just an enemy in disguise. When you have fallen out with someone and you don't know how to just walk away from a situation because you're so deep into your emotions, sometimes you turn to the bitter side of you, and you allow that bitterness to just use you, for revenge. And that revenge you want on someone, it doesn't have any limits to what you'll do to show them that you deserve revenge. And no one deserve revenge in the way to where a friendship came to an end, or a relationship came to an end. Those type of situations, you should just be able to let it go and walk away. And it's not always easy to let go of a relationship, even friendships. But you don't look for revenge on people who haven't done anything to harm you. But narcissists, they target those type of people because they make good candidates for the whole situation, that the whole narrative that they're trying to create, false narratives that they constantly create in order to punish and to destroy you. When they send these enemies in disguise, it's like um they know that it's like a blind spot for you, or something that you weren't looking forward to. They think that you put your guard down. But the thing about the enemy is that they all eventually show the ugly side of them. The mask doesn't take long to slip because they're already frustrated. And once that frustration and anger hits the surface level, it's only a matter of time before things ball over and the people show you who they are and the real reason behind that anger and rage, and just that temptation to get revenge on you and punish you and all that type of stuff. So that's why the narcissists, they send an enemy in disguise. It's because they can't get to you. Now, how to deal with it is, once it's clear to you that you see what's going on now, you continue to treat the enemy in disguise the same way you treated the narcissist, and it defeats them. It lets them know that you tried it, but you're not getting anywhere. I'm not going to let you win this. You won't succeed. And it's not that you're really putting up a battle to defend yourself. It's just that your defense mechanism is so natural. It's like they just can't help but to back away because they're going to see that you're not to be played with, and they need to be careful with who they target. And sometimes they'll even take that warning back to the narcissist. Like the Bible says, you know, don't touch my anointed and do my prophets no harm. And I'm just saying that because sooner or later that enemy is going to see that, this is just not a battle for me. And this is not something that we should be doing because this person, they really don't deserve it. Sometimes it happens like that and sometimes it don't. Sometimes it continues. But I'm just going to give y'all like a quick recap of what happened at work today for those of you who you like to hear about what goes on there. Not like to hear about it, but it kind of helped when I share my story of what goes on at work. So of course the narcissist, she loves to use other people, and when things have died down and it's peaceful and everyone's able to coexist in a peaceful environment, narcissists, they can handle that type of silence. They hate peace. They need chaos and confusion. That's what gives them the fuel to continue to serve the evil, to do the evil that they do so well. So she tries to send someone, y'all, excuse me, I'm still trying to nurse this little head cold. She tries to send someone to target me by sending them over to just take all of the thing, all of the equipment that I use. She sends them in my personal area to disrupt my peace because she's hoping that, you know, by doing that, she'll get a reaction if I respond and react to this person in the way that she wished that I would to her. Because, see, she's been on the other side of those boundaries for so long. It's just that she's just feeling stonewalled. So that's why they send people to target you, you know. So that's what kind of happened today. And that was quickly shut down because when you don't really put up the battle, sometimes things just work out in your favor on its own, you know. But I'm going to have to continue this video in a second, so y'all just hold tight. Narcissists do anything in their ability to show you that they are not done with you. And that includes sending an enemy in disguise. Now, just to give y'all like a throwback story of something that happened to me, I'll never forget. It wasn't long after my mother had passed. I was staying with some family members. Of course, because I wasn't established, I wasn't ready to be on my own. I was still a teenager, not a young teenager, but still a teenager. And I used to work at night or in the evening. And when I'm home a lot, like I would write in a diary because I found it very therapeutic. It was helping me to just kind of jot down my feelings that it's kind of hard to explain, or when I felt that I didn't really have anyone to talk to, or even not knowing how to really open up and talk to anyone. I didn't go through any counseling or anything like that. But anyway, I wrote in a diary, just like a lot of people write in diaries. And I remember um, a family member just started to show these narcissistic ways of just out of the blue giving a silent treatment if you're not, just showing them how special they are on a regular basis, and just reminding them of how important they are. And I know a lot of that came from what they had to deal with in the upbringing, but it became exhausting. So when I stopped giving them them the response that they needed to feel special, and to feel, like they needed to be um, constantly just, reminded of how much of a great person they are. When I stopped giving them that, they didn't take to it very well, and then started the silent treatments. So it was just like, hey, I would just look forward to work till I started to ask for more hours at work just so I can be at work. Being away from that environment really gave me peace of mind, along with coming back there and writing in my diary. So they don't like peace of mind, you know, and when they can't get to you, they will send an enemy in disguise, or they will send anyone who they know they can use to do their dirty work, even if it's a child. This person used their younger sibling to break into my diary, which had a key, the lock and key kind. Break into my diary, rip the pages apart, read a lot of very secret, very private things that y'all know what you put in your diary, you know. Broke into my diary, ripped the pages out, and the pages were just all over the living room, all over the hallway, and it just let me know that they all had a ball with it. The whole family had a ball reading my diary, and just really invading my personal and deepest thoughts, my emotions, just everything that wasn't their business. It's like they feel so entitled to you till they don't think you deserve respect. And they showed it to me that night when that happened, because she couldn't handle the fact that I was handling this, this random punishment of a silent treatment so well. So see, narcissists will send people to do their dirty work, and she sent her younger sibling to do it because they're not bold enough to step foot across those boundaries sometimes and just show you who they really are. But they will use certain people, to bring them back what they need, to so-called expose you or do things that'll humiliate you and embarrass you and hurt you. you know. So that's just something to think about when dealing with a narc. Never put your guard down. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt, and just know that they're never really done with trying to hurt you. So thank y'all for watching, and leave your thoughts down below.